อันนี้บุค่อยแจ้งนี่ Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I receive a great honor and invitation to participate in the Vietnam Symposium regarding after the Cold War resisting Vietnam today. Thank you for giving an honor for me to resist the Second Indochina War and the Secret War in Laos. Before I begin to speak on the process of the Vietnam War, I would like to introduce General Tông Ly Chu Binh Bon, Commander of 5th Military Region, Royal Lao Army in Laos. General Tông Ly. Also, Colonel Ly Tu Pao, former Chief of Staff Army Force of the 2nd Regional Military in Laos, accompanying me today. Colonel Ly Tu Pao. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will speak on the resettlement of the Vietnam War and the Secret War in Laos, and follow because my English is not clear. I will ask my interpreter, Mr. Vang, to read my statement to you. After I will take your question. Thank you.
The Second Vietnam War was a major factor for the cause of the Secret War in Laos. The main reason for the outbreak of the Second Indochina War and the Secret War were because the former Soviet Union and many other communist countries in the world directly supported and equipped North Vietnamese to start the Vietnam War. North Vietnam and other communist countries did not comply the Geneva Agreement on Peace for Indochina of 1954. North Vietnam was one of the signatories to the Geneva Agreement. The purpose of the communist country involved in the Second Indochina War was to expand communism throughout the Indochina and Southeast Asia. President Eisenhower called this the domino theory. The North Vietnamese troops violated Laos territory to cross into to invade and take over South Vietnam. The North Vietnamese troops invade and occupy Hua Phan province and Plaine de Jar in Siêng Khoang province in order to station troops for crossing to Ho Chi Minh Trail from North Vietnam to South Vietnam. The North Vietnamese troops Therefore, in 1961, President John F. Kennedy asked the Royal Lao government for cooperation on the containment of communist aggression and expansion in Indochina and Southeast Asia. This was called the American Secret War in Laos. The Royal Lao government granted power for me to command and control the second military region in Laos, including the Special Ground Forces. My duty were to protect and defend peace, security, independence, and the stability of the Kingdom of Laos from the communist aggression. Soldiers of the Royal Lao government and the Special Force rescued many American pilots who were shut down by the North Vietnamese troops, we saved many American pilots in Laos. The Special Ground Force under my command and control maintained and protected crucial U.S. navigation sites, including Limassai 85, Pupati, and later on in Long Chang. American radar sites which guide U.S. bombers run around the clock and all kinds of weather against communist targets in North Vietnam and northern Laos. My soldiers provide a shelter for Thailand. We kept the North Vietnamese army and the fighting away from Thailand for years, allowing Thailand to develop and to become one of the most important countries in Southeast Asia. In 15 years of the Secret War in Laos, my soldiers and I fought against many divisions of North Vietnamese troops in Laos, especially the two most strongly divisions of North Vietnamese soldiers who control heavy military weapons and equipment. One regiment who control heavy tanks and other division of ground force who invade and occupy in plain of Jar, Siang Quang province. More than 50,000 Laotian soldiers were killed by the communists in the Secret War in Laos, and many thousands were wounded. This figure does not include the casualty of civilians. My men destroy or capture military materials and equipment of North Vietnamese and other communist countries valued at many billions of dollars. In 1972, international politics and foreign policy of the United States, Soviet Union, and the People's Republic of China changed under the Sino-American rapprochement and U.S.-Soviet detente. Therefore, the Paris Peace Agreement on Indochina was signed by the United States, North Vietnam, and South Vietnam in 1973. Article 20 of this peace agreement directly applies to peace in Laos and Cambodia. The Paris Peace Agreement on Indochina caused the signing of the Vientiane Peace Agreement on Laos in 1973. Both Paris Peace Agreement on Indochina and the Vientiane Agreement on Laos declare that all foreign troops and advisors must withdraw from Laos completely. The United States government complied at both peace agreements. The government withdrew its troops and advisors out of Vietnam, South Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos completely in 1975. In 1975, the Second Indochina War and the Secret War were over for the United States, but the war is not over for the people of Laos. In the post-Vietnam War, the communist government in Laos has been imposing extermination, ethnic cleansing, and human rights violation against the people of Laos during the past 20 years, and these brutalities are still going on in 1996. The communist Lao government arrested, jailed, and killed many Lao, the king, queen, crown prince, and other members of the royal Lao family, and more than 46,000 soldiers, high-ranking officials, their family, and associates. The communist Lao government claimed to the international community that these events were only re-educational and seminar camp. Indeed, these are more serious genocide and human rights violation in Laos. The communist Lao government imposed ethnic cleansing against people throughout Laos. The world doesn't know and therefore remain silent on this crucial issue. Genocide and human rights violations in Laos, which are committed by the Communist Lao government, are factors which have caused more than 500,000 people of Laos to become international refugees in the post-Indochina War. Many thousands of people who could not escape organized resistance movement inside Laos to fight against communist aggression and oppression for self-defense and for survival in the past 20 years until today. Now, Laos is one of the poorest countries in the world because the Communist Party Lao government has not developed the country. I am aware that the United States government, the United Nations have brought peace, democracy, and stability to Cambodia. However, they could not bring a true peace, democracy, and human rights back to Laos because the North Vietnamese troops and Vietnamese civilians did not withdraw from Laos. In conclusion, for the people of Laos to become prosperous and stable, I am appealing to the United States, the United Nations, former Soviet Union, the People's Republic of China, Southeast Asian nation, and international community to please help Laos to solve its political and military problems.